Hello friends. You know, if you're a plant addict like me, it can get pretty expensive in a hurry. So rather than buying plants, if you learn to propagate some plants, you can save a lot of money. So this video is going to cover some really easy to propagate plants. I've got a pretty good long list of them here for you. Let's just start out with some of these perennial tropical leafy greens. Very, very easy. Like Okinawa spinach here. If we just take from about where my thumb is to the end of the plant, 5 inches, 6, 7 inches, strip all the leaves off of this and just leave 2 or 3 on the very end here. Put that in a cup of water, wait about a week, you'll see roots coming out, and then you can just put it in a little cup of potting soil, and from there it's just going to grow and do good for you. And that's why several of these are done. This is another one here. This is longevity spinach. It's the same way. You just take a cutting and get it going. You know, even rosemary, which is almost like a woody shrub, right? Even rosemary, you can go from about where my thumb is here, cut it right about right there, strip all these leaves off, or you don't even have to strip all the leaves off on this. It's slower, but it propagates in the same way. Just put it in some water, it'll grow some roots, transfer it to a cup. Here's another one of the tropical leafy greens. This is Suriname spinach. Same thing, 6-inch cutting, leave some leaves on the tip, put them in water, you're good to go. Same thing with cranberry hibiscus, this plant here. And this is the false roselle. I haven't tried propagating true roselle. That's grown as an annual plant anyway. But this is the more longer growing, last several years. The green version and the red version. And that's the same thing. You just take a cutting, get the roots started in some water, then move it into some dirt. There's another one that's real easy to propagate. This is African blue basil. Okay, it's a perennial plant, a nice herb. It's pretty tropical, but same thing with this. And by the way, whenever you're doing these propagations, you don't want to take a flowering stem like this. Okay, even this one is starting to flower. So you want to take these stems that are just leafy without any flowers yet. Okay, and then another tip on these is they're very easy to propagate with a caveat. If you do it during the warm season, okay, they're not going to do that well if you try to do this during the winter time, during the cool season. I mean, you'd have to have a well-heated greenhouse that's well lit up with good grow lights, then it might work. But during the warm season, this works great. Same thing with sweet basil. Just take a piece, 6 inches long. Same procedure all the way, and you can keep propagating sweet basil. Here's another one, cassava. Very easy. These are bigger branches, so you get a big branch about that size. Strip all the leaves off, and with these you can literally strip all the leaves off, so you have nothing but a stick. Put about 1/3 of the stick below ground into the soil, and that's it. You can put it in a pot, or you can put it directly in the ground, and it'll grow. So you don't want to put these in water and wait for them to root. You can just put them directly right into the soil as soon as you cut your cutting. These are a few. Frog fruit, ground cover, native Florida frog fruit. You just take your cuttings about 4 to 6 inches long, and if you get one about that length, it usually will have 2 to 3 nodes. Like this is actually probably 2 cuttings in one pot right here, and so all together we've got about, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 nodes, 6. And at each node, it will send down roots and start forming new leaves. So here's a few, and we've got more out in the garden. This is December right now, so all these plants are going to be growing for me until I'm ready to plant them in the ground next spring. Let's keep going. We've got some more out here that are so easy to propagate. One of them is Cuban oregano. You talk about easy. This is the plant right now. It's December and it's been hit by the freeze, but it didn't kill the roots. But you can just take a cutting of this and same procedure. Wait for the roots, put it in the dirt. It'll take off. Probably the easiest plant I know of. It's right up there with cassava, just super easy. And that's Mexican sunflower, Tithonia diversifolia. With these you can, the more woody it is, the better, but you could even get a cutting to go on a green stem like this. But if you can get a stem that's closer to being woody like this one, cut it 12 to 18 inches and put about a third of it in the dirt, the rest above the dirt, and it'll take off. Another one that's very easy to propagate. Let me just take a look around the garden and see what else I can find. Here's another good one. Brazilian spinach. Same procedure, 6-inch piece, leave some leaves right on the very tip, put it in water, wait for the roots. Should only take about, actually Brazilian spinach takes a little bit longer than the other ones, but within about 10 days you should see some roots and you can put that in the dirt at that point. Let's just look through the garden and see what else. Now bananas, and those bananas back in the greenhouse, those were pups that were growing on the side of the big ones. So these bananas are cut off right here, but they demonstrate what it is. So right here, this was the main banana mother plant, and these smaller ones around it are referred to as pups. And even though these have been completely cut off, I could probably go in right here and dig out this pup right here and transfer that into a pot or even directly into the ground somewhere, and I'll have a new banana plant. That would work. Bananas are real easy. Figs. Let's go back to the figs. There might be some others up here that I'm missing, but let's go on back to the figs. With figs, there's a couple ways you can propagate them. You can take the cuttings of the branches and just take those, cut this off from here to the end there, strip the leaves, leave that little growing tip on it, and you could get it started that way. It's a little bit more reliable though if you can do a air layer, which is getting the bag of dirt right around the branch, like right here where my hand is, and then wait until you see roots in there and then cut it off. You've got a fig propagation that way, or ground layer. Okay, so with a fig, some of these branches grow right down close to the ground. So if I move this stick out of the way and I set this right down in the ground and covered it with some dirt right here and waited for a while, that will begin to grow roots right there. Then I can cut it off right here and I'll have myself a fig. So that's a few anyway. Save yourself some money. Propagate your plants. All of these are super easy to propagate. Take care, folks.